My name is Chris-Beth Cowie, and welcome to BizGrams. I'm the founder of EmpoweredFX, and we're on mission to help entrepreneurs be their best selves and develop their potential to help maximize the value that they're bringing to the marketplace. Today, I'm super excited because I have Andre and Troydel from Flip&Floss, a financial service company, and they're doing amazing things to really enlighten and help people develop their competency in this area, and it is a privilege and pleasure to have both of them on the show today. So welcome, guys. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
It's a wonderful day. This is one of the highlights of my day. And, talking about money, I saw your hoodies, the dollar sign. Do you want to show folks your hoodies?
The dollar sign,
Flip&Floss. I love it.
Floss like a boss.
Awesome. So I'll start with you, Andre. Tell us about yourself and your company, and introduce Troydel to us as well.
Of course. Thank you. All right. So my name is Andre, just like you said. I am the founder of Flip&Floss. So Flip&Floss is actually an acronym that stands for Financial Literacy and Investor Program, and Future Leader Obtaining Sufficient Skills. I recently became an author as well, so that's kind of exciting. So I wrote a book, thanks, called Living Purposefully Beyond the Walls of the Ghetto. So essentially what Flip&Floss is, we try to use literally 3 words to teach people about money and entrepreneurship. And as simple as it is, those 3 words are fun, intuitive, and culturally specific or relevant, right? And so we take this approach, this very chill, laid-back approach, and we use simplified language to make sure that everyone can become effective money managers. And we have what we call 5 key competency area that focuses on different areas of personal finance and business. And Troydel is our lovely Chief Innovation and Technology Officer. So he's the person that does all the technology work and the branding and development, and he is extremely amazing at what he does. So I'm going to try to talk a little bit more about that and what he does as well.
Thank you for that introduction, Andre. Just like Andre said, that I'm the one responsible for the technological and branding aspect of the company. But like I always tell people that Andre is the brains and I'm the heart, that you bring the brains and the knowledge in, and you bring the heart to make people really connect with the knowledge. So that is our dynamic right there. So I would just summarize it as that, just create the communication material that people can actually digest and actually engage with.
I love it. I love it. So the heart and the brains together.
Yeah.
And those are 2 vital, essential skills for building a great company. I love what you talked about, fun. Here at E4X, we love to have fun as well. My last question, I talk about Funepical. So we'll dive in. I want to know what you guys do for fun at your workplace. So it's very interesting. You talked to us about, Troydel helping with the innovation. So Troydel, could you just speak to us a little bit more about what does innovation in your industry currently looks like?
Innovation is a very tricky term because people are always innovating every day, but the fundamental principle of innovation is to be different, to just here to be different. Basically, you have to stand out. If you don't stand out, you will get noticed. So what we brought in terms of our learning material is online elements, learning management system. It's fun, interactive games and life branching scenarios that really get people interested in understanding financial literacy by taking them through life scenario situations or based on certain age groups. You have interactive videos, avatars that you can actually talk to, like virtual friends. It's not a sit down and read through a whole template of things, information in any way. And I think that's something that is groundbreaking in the financial literacy aspect, because most time people think about financial literacy, it's kind of cut dry and boring. So we bring in life to it essentially. And that's the innovation in itself, bringing life, character, and energy to something that was always pretty standard and structured before.
Yeah, I love it because I think you nailed it on the head. I've attended many financial literacy workshops, and it is dry and boring oftentimes. And the facilitators don't know how to animate the numbers, right? And so I love that experience of just being able to, can we inject some fun, some interactive components, some gamification to it? And the learning happens in a much richer way as well. And I'm really excited because, Andre, you and your team have joined myself here at E4X and ACBN to deliver a financial literacy series, which we had one this past week around credit scores and building and rebuilding the credit. Why is credit so important? Talk to us a little bit about some of the highlights you shared with us during that session.
Yes, of course. And I'll share my personal story because I didn't mention this earlier because when I came to Canada, I made a lot of terrible decisions around my personal finance, despite having a background in accounting, and that's because I didn't know. Right, so there's a lot of challenges in not knowing. And for me, I remember one time I wanted to do my master's in public policy at York after finishing my undergrad. And my credit score was so terrible. I think it was like in the 400 because it's something I've never paid attention to. I didn't even know about it. And so when I applied to York, I got accepted for the master's, but then I wanted to get a loan from the bank and I just couldn't get the loan because I had poor credit score, poor credit history. And so it was at that time that I really started giving credit score and credit history a lot of focus and attention. And, it's something that it is a struggle for a lot of people, in particular, people within our community and newcomers to Canada. I also remember that there was not a lot of services providing this type of knowledge, for newcomers. And so it's something that I take personally. And it's something that, Canada is a country of credit. And if you don't have good credit, you're going to have a hard time buying a house, getting a car, getting certain investments, certain loan to move forward. And so that's why it's important for us because Flip&Floss was really established with people in mind, right? To help people become better entrepreneurs, better financial managers. I remember even, like a lot of business people usually talk a lot of bad things about them. And so we want to change that within our community. And, starting with the foundation, the concept of credit is really the way to go. And so that's something that, we talk about in all our workshops.
That is really good. I guess, Troydel, over to you. Tell us about your story to entrepreneurship.
Well, my story to entrepreneurship is more of a personal experience, really. I just decided as a creative, I just didn't want to work for someone my entire life. However, I would say my inspiration for partnering with Andre is on a more of a life fulfillment purpose journey, considering that like I feel like us as Caribbean people or people of color, the importance of financial literacy is very essential for our growth as a people. We are doing so many amazing things out there in terms of music and sports. And recently now we're vice president of the United States, but like collectively, as a community of people, we have to come together and grow. And that's my real inspiration for Flip&Floss. That's really what we're really representing here. Not just teaching financial literacy, but also building the community.
Hey, I love it. And I can definitely relate. So shout out to I think Andre said you're from Jamaica. Troydel, are you from Jamaica as well?
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay, so Jamaican crew, and I'm Trini, so island folks. Yes. I love it. I love your country, by the way. I had a chance to visit a little. Yes, Jamaica is wonderful. So is Trinidad and Tobago. But
no,
Jamaica
nice. Trinidad is good too. I was supposed to go there last year to do a talk on entrepreneurship, but that got messed up by COVID.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say Jamaica. I say us as a Caribbean people.
Yes.
True. There you go.
I love it, because the fundamental truth is, if we don't know how to build generational wealth, we will continue and forever be in these spaces of, lack or need or want or waiting for the handout. But I love what you guys are on mission to do, to really not just here's the knowledge, but let's build a community around it. Let's really connect with people. Let's change some of your practices around money as a whole, to then elevate us as a people collectively. So I love it. I love it. And it definitely resonates with us. And when I first learned about Flip&Floss and what you all were doing, I was super excited to have you all on as a partner to help ACBN and the Empowered for X deliver these upcoming financial literacy workshops.